Welcome back to Kalman Web Design. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to create a completely responsive grid. I'm going to be telling you guys how to do it the correct way. On my right, I have the live server. On the left, I have my code editor open, and I have my boilerplate up here at the top, and I have my style sheet linked to my HTML page. Start with a section element. Here's what I have typed out, and then we're gonna paste that one more time below. In this situation, we're going to be using images. So what we're gonna do is add our image element here. But keep in mind, you can use this with whatever you want. You can use it with text, you can use it with images or any other element that you want, and it will work. If you use images, you wanna make sure your width is set to 100%. So we have an inline style saying that we want our width of the image to be 100%. Now we're gonna copy and paste this image and place it down below here. And we're gonna go ahead and save it now. And as you can see, we have both images in our live server on the right. We have our section, which is going to be acting as our grid. So that's going to be the overall container for our grid. Then each div inside the section element is going to be a column. We're going to be making a 2-column layout here today. That's why we have 2 divs. And then our innermost div elements are going to contain all the information that we want. So in this case, they're images. On our section element, we want to go ahead and add our class called practice grid. In your situation, make sure you name this something specific to what you're doing. So if you need to reference it in the future, you remember what's going on. And if another developer needs to look at this, it's going to help out tremendously if you do that. Now we're going to add a class to each div within our section element, just like this. And we're going to call this practice grid column. We want to copy and paste this down to our second div within our section here. So as you can see, we have section class equal practice grid. Now each div within the section has a class that's called practice grid column. Now the last class that you need to add is to your innermost div element and make that equal to items. Make sure it's listed on both of your innermost div elements here. So now we have the bones of our grid set up and all our classes ready to go, so we can hop over into our style sheet. Have all the classes set up from our HTML page in our style sheet. In the practice grid, we want to go ahead and change this display to grid like I have here. And now we want to go ahead and change how many columns that we want by typing in grid template columns. Now type repeat, and then 2 is going to be the amount of columns that we want. So this right here specifies how many columns that you want in this grid. Then go ahead and type 1FR because you just want it to be normal size. In our practice grid column, we want to change our display to flex, our flex direction to column, and align our items to the center just like so. And then the last thing we want to do is add the width that we want to our items class. So in this case, we're going to start with a width of 50%, and I'll show you exactly what it looks like. So as you can see in the live server, we have 2 elements set up in a grid. Now we're going to go ahead and separate this, and we're going to change the size of our viewport. And as you can see, our images are staying completely in the center of our page, and all the items within each column, and we have 2 of those columns, is staying directly in the center of each column. If we want these images to be bigger or smaller, all we have to do is come back to our style sheet and change how big we want our items to be. So if we wanted to take up 95% of their respective columns, go ahead and change this to 95, hit save. Now they're taking up 95% of the column that they are housed in, but they're not overlapping each other and they're not causing any issues. But let's say I want some text underneath my image. Go ahead and type in a paragraph element like so. Make sure your text is aligned to the center by typing in text aligned center. And as you can see, our text pops up right here in the center, and it retains our responsive format, which is great. So we can change this to any size, and this is how it's going to look. And you can go back and add as many columns to this as you want to add. We're just doing 2 in the case for this video. If you guys need any help or have any questions, please reach out to me and I will be more than happy to help you guys out. If you need our professional web and marketing solutions at Kalman Web Design, reach out to us through this video or go to our website at kalmanwebdesign.com. Thanks for watching, and I hope I helped.